I'm going to share some information and history about Taekwondo. Taekwondo is an extremely popular martial art form that bears roots in Korea, along with the growing martial art form known as Dang Sudo. Taekwondo, however, is the more well-known of the two, and has several schools, also known as a dojang, in the United States, very well known among the Western world. Taekwondo is a unique martial art that teaches the student to block strikes through proper stance and posture while preparing the counterattack. Taekwondo also utilizes many techniques that allow a student to break boards, usually one, sometimes in stacks of two or more depending on the skill level of their student, with their hands, feet, and even their heads. Taekwondo's reputation is built solidly on its employment of kicks, and there are many different types and styles of kicks available to learn in the martial art form of Taekwondo. The philosophy behind this is that the leg is the longest and strongest weapon a martial artist has, and kicks thus have the greatest potential to execute powerful strikes without retaliation successfully. Like many other martial arts, Taekwondo utilizes the union between mind and body to create power and motivation, and without these, a student will never have a successful fight. Different kicks utilized by Taekwondo students can include easy kicks and difficult kicks, ranging from the hook kick, the axe kick, the roundhouse kick, crescent kicks, spinning kicks, and more. Depending on the area in which Taekwondo is being studied, and also depending on the instructor's preferences, Taekwondo students can even learn advanced punching techniques, joint locks, and pressure points to help balance out their education and provide a well-rounded self-defense curriculum. Taekwondo also makes for great exercise, as it works every part of the body, including the arms, neck, shoulders, abdominal muscles, and of course the leg muscles. Fortunately, the history of Taekwondo is more easily traced than many other forms of martial arts. Since it is a newer and more recent martial art, the origins are fairly well documented and allow for thorough study of its origins and history. Taekwondo is primarily a Korean martial art, having been created during the early years after the end of the Korean War. Before this modern inception of Taekwondo, however, early forms of martial arts similar to Taekwondo and having served as the basis of Taekwondo were running rampant. If one is looking that far back to the earliest ancestors of Taekwondo, it is there that the history does, in fact, get a little murky. Taekwondo is such a universal art and has borrowed techniques from many other martial arts during the years that the parent art of Taekwondo is not well known at all. Taekwondo is better thought of as a culmination of many Korean, Japanese, and Chinese influences. However, the influences are mainly Korean, to form one very well-rounded and well-thought-out martial arts curriculum. One of the reasons that Taekwondo's parent arts are obscure is that many of them were banned during the years in which Japan had control over the majority of Korea, between 1910 and 1945. For example, the traditional Korean martial arts such as Subak and Taekyon were prohibited from being practiced or taught in Japan's effort to force Korea to assimilate to Japanese culture. Koreans were also forced to disregard their own language and take on Japanese names in place of their own Korean names. Subak and mainly Taekyon were still practiced and taught in secret. However, many moves and techniques may have been changed to alter the style enough so that the Koreans would not get caught. Of course, after the Korean War, modern Taekwondo, it was at this point that Taekwondo received its current name. It began to take its place among Korea and other countries as well. It was around the year 1955, after many Taekwondo schools became popular in Korea, that Taekwondo started gaining popularity in the United States as well. No one really expected Taekwondo to become as popular as it did in the Western world. And as a martial art form, it is as well known and well practiced in the United States as karate and kung fu. Even more proof towards the gaining popularity of Taekwondo is that it is one of the two martial arts to be an official Olympic game, the other martial art being judo. Some dojangs focus more on practicing and teaching their students the martial art of Taekwondo to prepare them for tournaments and competitions, and other dojangs focus more on learning the martial art itself. It is important that anyone interested in Taekwondo find the proper dojang for his or herself. While emphasis on philosophy and virtues are not as prevalent in Taekwondo as in other martial arts, they are present and go back to the original inception of Taekwondo itself. I hope this has helped educate you about what Taekwondo is and a little bit about its history. Thank you for watching.